What up, Lowrider family? Here we are another day. Had a clowning weekend and shit, so this is what we got going on. What causes the oil to piss on through into the motor and then start just making a waterfall coming out the back end of the motor? You know what I mean? So there's gonna be two things, you guys, that could cause that shit. And so the first one's gonna be is when you have an all aluminum block. So this is the J Cush edition block right here, manufactured by MVP Hydraulics. So there's two styles. When you guys get into blocks, there's going to be the ones with these little Healy coils, and then there's going to be the other style where it's just they drill through the aluminum and they tap it. So first thing that could cause it, where the oil is going to go all the way through, you know, where your guys' keyway is in the motor, and it's just going to piss all your oil into the motor, is going to be overlocked too many times. And what's going to happen is like on the aluminum side, when it's just aluminum threaded and tapped, it's just going to rip your bolts right off your gear. Gear's going to bust off and the oil is just going to piss on through into your motor. The next thing what's also that could cause it is when you're playing and the motor gets super hot. It's going to be where your seal actually burns up. So I'm going to get you in right here on this seal, so you can see she's all bubbled up right here on this side. And so that'll cause it for the oil to just make it rain on through. So that was the issue with this current pump right here. So shout out to the homie out there in Eastside Santa Barbara. Came out to Santa Maria, California, to the L1's picnic to show some love, him and his lady and their babies and shit. So got it in the mix right here, brought it on home back out to Bakersfield. And so right here we're in the dungeon, you know what I'm saying, just doing the repair. So wanted to show that his block itself, in really good condition, you know what I mean. The machining is really nice, and fucking all the Healy coils, these are all in good shape, so none of them are ripped out. So initially I thought, you know what I mean, because I haven't worked on one of these style blocks, I thought it was going to be where it's just drilled through and then just tapped aluminum and that's it. It ended up being they went the extra step and they put the little Healy coils, which that's what you want to do when you guys are playing in the streets and it's your single pump or double pump to the nose. You want to make sure you have this shit, because it's gonna make your gear hang on for the ride, you know what I mean. So the next thing is I'm gonna modify homeboy's single pump a little bit. So gonna go ahead and rip off his slowdown valve, just for that way you guys can see how tiny that little, let me see if that fucker could focus. We in the sun, y'all. You can see that little pinhole inside that slowdown. That's all that returns back through. So when you guys are hopping and swinging and all that, you want the fastest return. That way your coils compress and then you hit that lick. You want both coils and pump to work together. So in this case, it was actually restricting itself just because he's running a slowdown on his front pump. So just to show you guys how tiny that little hole is that returns the oil back into the tank. So we're gonna fucking eliminate that shit, and we're gonna eliminate his number 6 hose. Gonna switch it on up. Now we're going up to number 8. So just for you guys, you can see that little tiny pinhole on the left hand side, hard to see, and then you can see how massive the number 8 is on return. So what this is actually going to help with is fast return, crunch of coils to get the full compression out of the coil and then get them back up in the air. So originally he was running with the number 6 hose, and so now we're going to turn around, run him on the number 8 to get that fast return and let that number 11 Marzocchi work with it, you know what I'm saying. Just for that faster smack, get him up in the air and utilize the full potential out of his coils. So next, I think that's everything actually. Yeah, I mean, so there she is. That's one of two issues that could cause the oil to piss into the motor. So he was just playing real hard, which that's dope, you know what I mean, and it just melted the little seal all the way. So gonna get this fucker knocked off, get his block all cleaned up, and then put on a new seal and go from there. I know other homies would be like, oh, you know, run the super seal, this is better and this and that. Well, if you guys like e-brakes on your gears and you want your shit to hit slower, then you run a super seal, you know, because it restricts it. The super seal bites so hard on the shaft that it actually is going to restrict shit, and it burns up the same way. So like, this is a standard seal, and see how it's all melted up. Well, the two little O-rings on super seal, it's the same shit. It melts up, and then you got oil pissing on through to your motor. So you know what I mean. So it's just part of the game. You know what I mean. This is some of the shit that happens on the hop life. You know what I mean. And it's normal. It's not like it's not normal. So just to point that out there, it has nothing to do. The block's not bad, nothing like that. But it just, the oil will piss straight through and make it rain in your motor, and you know, cause a little 4th of July fire. But it's all good in the hood. So here we are on that Monday fun day, Lowrider family, and just gotta get her all dialed in. Got that fucking, he got that straight shot going on for his installer that did it, and no limits, just switching up, pulled off his number 6 fitting and turning around and moving on up to number 8. So just to show you guys that fucker at just how tiny that little, get in the sun you guys, that little pinhole is. You know, it makes it very hard for the oil to return fast enough in order for you guys to crunch down on your coil springs. So there's a little update, you know what I mean. So shout out to, I believe they call him Jay Regal J, you know what I mean. Shout out to his family and all that. Thank you guys for the repair work. And then little update on Grinch. So that's the body off frame. Woke my ass up early and just finishing out the homies upper A-arms. So 2-inch tuck. These ones will be on uniballs. So this is for my current body off frame project that I'm working on. So already jumping into his uppers. And then I'm going to be building out here his trailing arms here shortly. So just a little update on that, you guys. You know what I mean? Little hop life for you. So this is just raw stage right after welded. How the arms actually look like. These ones are not for Cadillac. It's G-Body Warrior. Come on. You know what I mean? So hope everybody's having a positive day, and you know what I mean? It's Repair Mondays, eh? All good in the hood. Shout out to Eastside Santa Barbara in the building. Come on. And good looking out, you guys, in Ventura and Santa Barbara, coming out to Santa Maria and showing that love out there to the L1's picnic. Badass. Everyone came out and played and broke their shit. Fucking love it. And you know what I mean? And thank you guys for the support, you know what I mean? Because that's my home city. So big shout out to everybody that rolled through. Oh, Spencer, even the homies from Bakersfield. There's quite a bit of people from Bakersfield went out to Santa Maria too. My apologies, but shout out right there. So that's how to fix the situation, you guys, if you get the fucking oil rolling on through into your motor. So one of two things: either the bolts rip off all the way, gear rips off and the oil just pisses through, or it's going to be your seal's burned up and you got to break everything down and replace out your seal. So there it is. I hope everybody has a positive day and keep it rolling, you mean? Yay!